a real-life current takeover. We got an Elon update and a Twitter update.
Oh, come on, man.
Because he did the damn thing. He said he was going to do something, and he was like the kid on the playground that says he's going to fight somebody but really doesn't want to fight somebody, and then all of a sudden he finds himself in the middle of a fight getting his ass kicked.
Yep.
That's what's happening.
That's a really good analogy for it, actually. Yeah. That's pretty much exactly it, yeah.
We'll run through like just a short little timeline of the past week, 2 weeks, because I don't want to dive into all of the legal bullshit of, well, I'm going to do this, I'm not going to do this, SEC filings, blah, 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 blah. But
you fuck around enough, you find out, Elon, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And Elon found out that when he decides to sign a contract saying that he's going to purchase a multi-billion-dollar company, that contract is generally speaking binding, and you're going to have to buy that company. And on October 27th, Elon finally did the damn thing, and he bought Twitter. So on the 27th, Elon Musk officially took full control over Twitter. And on that day, he paid over $100 million to the CEO, CFO, and their chief legal counsel as he escorted them out of the building. CEO Parag Agrawal, some Indian tech guy, I believe. He got paid out 57.4. Ned Segal got 44.5. He was the CFO. And Vijay Gade, who was head counsel, got 20 mil of her own.
Fuck them too,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, so
let me say this first. I don't feel bad for any of these Twitter employees.
The
None of them. I don't feel bad for a single one. Y'all have not been running a profitable company this entire time. You come through and get multi-million-dollar settlements, or like even in the case of smaller employees, like still multiple tens of thousands of dollars to leave your job, and some of them are getting offered back to the job, which we'll get later in the timeline. I don't feel bad for any of these Twitter employees, and I'm not here for any news coverage that does. Okay, continue. Just saying.
So that's the 27th. The 28th, Elon announces that Twitter is going to form a content moderation council, and that things like Donald Trump having his account reinstated, and other individuals that have been kicked off of Twitter having their accounts reinstated will not be anything that is put on the table until the Content Moderation Council is fully formed and fully functioning. He was going on to say that this is going to be a council full of people with far differing opinions, far right, far left, in the middle, left, right, center. You know the deal. So he then continues his Twitter trolling, and on the 30th, he puts out a poll asking if he should bring back Vine. I didn't know this, but apparently Twitter bought Vine at one point. So he now owns Vine too, and the poll was a nice 67 or 69% voting yes. So maybe we get Vine back. That would be kind of cool. A US-based version of TikTok that isn't controlling and stealing all of the data from your phone. That might be nice.
Well, is doing that, but just isn't giving it to the Chinese government. It's just giving it to the US government, likely.
That's true.
Elon is a military contractor, bro. Don't confuse it. Continue. Sorry. I keep injecting my own opinions.
No. Inject, as you will. Because you bring up a good point that the U.S. government would then have all your information. But in reality, would you rather have the U.S. government know everything about you or the Chinese government know everything about you?
Well, the U.S. government already does know everything about me, so yeah.
Precisely my point.
You're right. Well, okay, so even before we get to a next level, okay, I should just keep letting you go, and I should wait. Continue. You should continue. Go. Yeah.
All right. Then November 1st, Elon announces that there is going to be an $8 a month fee for Twitter verification.
Christ.
I guess the thought process here, I mean, it's kind of a money grab, right? To make the company more profitable. If you have however million users a month and you charge each one of them $8, then if you have 1 million users, your profit immediately goes up $8 million a month, which is huge for the company, and it's going to turn it into a more profitable company at the flip of a fucking coin.
More profitable.
But more profitable.
Not profitable, but more profitable.
I will give him credit here. I think the the secondary intent after increasing profitability is to limit bots and to limit like parody accounts, and to basically it will help kind of cull the herd, and you'll be able to know, okay, this is a legitimate person, they've been verified, they're paid their $8 a month. It's a stupid way to do it. There's other ways to do it where you don't have to charge people money, but I think the thought process is something that may be like a little bit worthwhile. No?
Okay,
I'm looking at you laughing your ass off, and I think
experiment
you feel
could be
differently.
something that's worthwhile, but we'll get to why I think that's a dumbass idea in a second. But keep going.
Okay. Continuing down the road of this walking dumpster fire, Elon, in an interview, reported that there has been an immediate massive drop in revenue for the company, as pretty much all of their advertisers put their spending with Twitter on hold.
Whose fault is that, Elon?
Elon.
Whose fault? Continue.
So this incredibly unprofitable company has become even more unprofitable.
What a fucking dickhead.
In a week from him taking over the company. 8 days.
Bell end.
So then, the farm starts trolling Elon back, and impersonators left and right. I kept getting Twitter notifications from like fake Donald Trump accounts being like, I'm back. But my favorite part here was that all of the impersonators starting to make their accounts Elon accounts.
Got suspended and permanently.
They all got suspended.
Permaban.
But Sarah Silverman had a good one where she made her account Elon Musk, and she just goes, I think free speech is amazing. And every morning I wake up and I eat doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. And that one was another one. She kept going on. I'm paraphrasing and probably not exactly what she said, but nice. Sarah Silverman had some good ones. The Kathy Griffin one, wasn't funny. It was Kathy just dumb, which funny. That's been everything that she's done for the past.
What did Elon say about Kathy Griffin? It's like she wasn't banned for impersonating me. She was banned for impersonating a comedian. Ha ha ha! Like fucking Elon.
That's a dumb Elon joke. Yeah. Oh God! Every time I hear an Elon joke, I just cringe and I shake my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can either be like really smart or you can be really funny. And Elon is clearly really smart, like mathematically wise. Probably doesn't have any street smarts or any like social skills.
I'm interested in what his IQ is for real, because he goes back and forth where I don't actually think he's that like mathematically smart, you know what I mean? But hey, it's not me. I don't know. I'd love to see the Donald Trump and Elon mental aptitude tests, you know what I mean? I don't want to see the Joe Biden one, but that's off topic. Continue.
I would love to see a three-way debate between Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden.
Elon's walking around both of them for sure. Joe Biden is coming off horribly. Come on, Jack. What the fuck? And then Donald Trump is just free publicity, so I'm not here for it. Continue. Where are we at with this timeline? We almost there? I got some shit to say.
We almost there. So that was the 6th, impersonator suspended. And then the 7th, so yesterday, after laying off nearly half the company, Twitter employees that have been severed start to receive internal messages and emails saying that there are very limited spots for employees that have been laid off to come back. So it appears that Elon and Twitter quickly learned that you need employees to run this wildly unprofitable company and continue to be unprofitable in functioning. So they kind of ate crow and said, hey, I know we said bye, but can we get back together? After they realize that there's nobody out there that's better for them. But I'm going to let you jump into this because you've got a lot to say. I can tell. I can see it
bubbling from under my hat.
You're fixing to like legit blow your fucking cap off. But I have to say, my favorite part about all of this, and I put the link on the call sheet, was that CNBC got absolutely just ran through with a troll. They got duped on live television. Did you not see this?
No. I'm peeping this shit right now. Yeah, continue.
So 2 like internet pranksters got cardboard boxes and filled it up with you know, computers and pens and pencils and everything that you would carry in that like file box as you're leaving a company that you've just been fired for, right?
And they're just talking. Yeah.
Walk down to Twitter, and I believe their name, or one of their names, was Ligma Johnson, the classic Ligma Johnson.
Ligma balls.
Ligma balls. And CNBC ran the entire story as if these individuals were real employees that had been laid off, and was just broadcasting former Twitter employee Ligma Johnson running on national television. They got real bad.
Oh my.
So I'm gonna take the talking stick, and I'm gonna hand this to you.
Thank you.
Because I feel like there's a lot that's about to be flowing.
Nah, it's just like, it's, you know, let's take it from the beginning here, right? So the first thing is always really funny that Elon is, I think, nothing else besides just an internet troll. You know what I mean? He's what a Reddit mod is if you gave him $200 billion. You know what I mean? That is Elon Musk. So at that point, it was all a joke from the beginning. And then he got wrapped up into it, and now he owns Twitter after, you know, the joke just couldn't end fast enough. Now he owns Twitter. So then we get here, and he fires everybody, and I inserted before that I do not feel bad for any of them that lost their jobs there. You've been running a terrible company, honestly. Been doing a bad job at it. Not that Elon's going to be a good boss, but you haven't been doing the thing correct. Get out. You get at least tens of thousands of dollars in severance for the lowest levels of employees. You know what I mean? Millions for the highest. So absolutely no sympathy from my side. But now we get to this $8 a month thing, bro, right? This is so profoundly dumb and doesn't understand a thing about, one, Twitter, the fucking site that he has just bought, but two, the internet in general and Web3 and the way that the internet's moving. So one being, you don't understand Twitter, as in most people are not going to do this. It's going to be those large companies, those people that have the check mark already. They're just going to be doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't tweet out and expect tons of people to see my tweets. You know what I mean? On a banger tweet, I'll probably get 20 likes. You know what I mean? Like, that is not... I'm not Twitter royalty whatsoever, you know? So most of these people that are getting these blue check marks are going to be established companies, which is just going to be like, what, Wendy's and Arby's, like fucking flirting back and forth on Twitter blue and shit like that. Or little muskheads that are like, Elon, I paid my $8. Like, come, I'm at the top of your feed now. Give me a million Dogecoin. Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? But I think the thing he doesn't understand is that these sites are run by the users, and the users are the content creators on them. I'm not paying $8 so I can go and make your site cool. You know what I mean? I would go to some other site where I can do it for free. I can take that same stupid thought and put it anywhere. Put it on Reddit. Put it on Facebook, for all fucking places. You know what I mean? And it's free. And it can reach the same amount of people, for real. I don't need a blue check mark on Twitter. I don't need to pay $8 a month. What's 8 times 12? Oh, God, 80, 88, 96, $96.
You're there.
There you go.
You know, letting you figure that one out on your own.
Yeah. It's like $100 a year. I'm not paying $100 a year to fill your website with content. You know what I mean? It's like, if you want me to pay for YouTube and then put up YouTube videos, I'm not going to do that. That's dumb. Because I can go anywhere else on the internet, not pay, and still get, what I want out of it, which in this case would be people looking at my content, thinking it's cool, funny, interesting, whatever, and then going off platform to whatever I'm actually doing, because Elon has not brought up an idea for Twitter to actually become a profitable enterprise for the consumer. You know what I mean? So if we're talking about Web3 now, right? Now you would be paying into the system, but being able to get back from the system. So everything that I put out there, let's say I tweet and it gets 1 million likes, I would be getting some of that revenue, some of that, those eyes, you know what I mean? That attention, that revenue. I would be getting some of that back. You know what I mean? And that's not what he's proposing. He's proposing you pay to play on this now, what we had called, and this is why he took it over in the first place, right? The de facto free speech soapbox town hall, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? I'm not paying $8 to get into the town hall where there's another town hall that I can get into for free. And like, I can see all the tweets anyway. I don't care. I'm not paying $8. Many, many celebrities have said they're not paying $8. Elon even said to Kathy Griffin that she could get her account back if she pays her $8 a month. No, I'm not doing it. And it's because I think it's the exact antithesis of what he said he was taking over it for. If you want to create a town hall for free speech, you're not going to do that by giving it a paywall. And now let's talk about the bots, right?
But he's not necessarily giving it a paywall, right? Because you could still make a Twitter account. You're just not verified and you don't have that blue check mark, which you and I have Twitter accounts right now and we're not verified. We don't have a check mark. So you could still do that.
Yeah.
It's just the people that want that verification, the people that need that fucking dopamine rush of thinking that they're hot shit because they have a blue check mark on their Twitter account. Those people can now get that, because previously you had to be somebody or you had to work at some company that was in social media, like a Bleacher Report or a Barstool or, you know, whatever the fuck, an Etsy or any of these like media companies could get you your verification. But you and I still use Twitter. We don't have verifications. Everybody that we pretty much know that uses Twitter doesn't have a verification.
I agree. So the problem
I don't think it's necessarily behind a paywall. It's just putting in place the option for a paywall.
But the paywall is what he said, and this is of his own words. You'll be at the top of search. You're at the top of everyone's feed. And eventually what he wants is that if you're not part of that paid program, you're then eventually going to be beneath everyone that is part of that paid program. So let's talk about the bots and stuff, right? All these celebrities that said they're not going to do it are now about to be strong-armed into either leaving the platform or paying their $8, let's say $100 a year, right? Paying their $100 a year. Because now the trolls can come in and pay $100 a year for an account, bro. That's not shit. That's really not shit, right? If you have these super PACs, if you have these Russian bot farms, if you have these Chinese bot farms that are, okay, we have X amount of budget, so now we have X amount of accounts that we can have blue check marks on, that I'm not sure what the verification process is going to be besides just a credit card or whatever it is. You know what I mean? If they have to
There's got to be some sort of like two-factor authentication for that verification. Because that's...
now we're just speculating.
There's like... we are speculating.
I'm going purely off what he has said. Purely off of what he has said. The speculation is one thing.
I'm going off of what he said too, right? Because the other intention here outside of generating revenue for the company is a verification of that individual, that individual is a real person. So yes, we're speculating on what that verification would be, but I mean, there's got to be some sort of a process. Are they going to get my social security number? Than just like a credit.
Are they going to get my birth certificate?
Cell phone.
They need a cell phone
and a two-factor authentication.
You can create cell phone numbers so easily. Bot farms do it all the time.
I know you can, but there's also programs and platforms that you can use that weeds out those bot phone numbers, and I know that specifically because the fucking Sneaker apps does it, and I've tried to do that before, so I know it's a possibility.
All right. Well, I think that's the interesting thing for me so far is that this will strong arm people into either paying money or leaving the platform, which I technically don't give a fuck about. But two, it is interesting to see how getting under Elon's skin can get you a permaban, but if you're not parodying Elon's account, you know what I mean, the rules are a lot more lax, you know what I mean?
Well, I think the interesting what sort of comparison or the contrast here is that the shit that Elon is doing with just banning people willy fucking nilly, whoever he doesn't like or whoever says something that he doesn't like or does the Kathy Griffin bullshit or whatever he sees on the platform that somebody's doing that he doesn't like, he's now just, see ya, get out. Which is exactly what he said he wanted to buy the platform to prevent from happening.
Which is what I said, bro. Everything that he's done since he actually bought it has been the antithesis of what he said he wanted to do with the platform. You know what I mean? And I hate it. If I'm going to have to see Twitter die, I'm down. It's down for it to die. You know what I mean? I would love for Elon to take a $44 billion L. I think that's just deserved.
That'd be really funny.
But, I mean, I also hate it that L's like that do come at the expense of a lot of people. You know what I mean? People's jobs, not that I feel bad for the Twitter employees. People's, livelihoods as it comes to people who are invested in Twitter and all that dumb shit. I mean, they all got paid out, right? Is that official? Do you know?
The only ones that I saw were for those like 3 executives, and that's because it had to be included in SEC filings, because when they were fired, part of their severance package was like stock options that they had to sell, I think. So that's the only reason that is public, is because of SEC filings.
Yeah.
My assumption would be, I mean, Twitter's based in California, right? It's a pretty liberal ass state, especially in Silicon Valley. I've got to assume that there's some sort of a severance package of some sort.
So I'm not talking about severance. I'm talking about investors. So like, I think I still have one share of Twitter in my, or I may still have one share of Twitter in my IRA. I haven't looked at for years. Like, is that just gone? Do I get paid out at the rate that they had said? Like, I haven't looked at it, so I don't know. But I
think it's still a public company. He just is now. Well, I don't.
It's not at the end of the process. It's not going to be public anymore. He's taking it private, but it's probably still public at the moment. But there was supposed to be a whole.
It's definitely still trading.
It was part of the contract is to him paying things out, right? Or did that part just get skipped over? They were like, oh no, you have to pay out the top executives, and you have to do these things. But until you're officially private, like, you don't actually have to declare anything for the investors. Like, bro, what a racket! What an absolute racket!
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go. I do know. I looked up so when he got rid of those executives, he dissolved the board, and he's now the sole director of the company.
Yeah.
So I do know that much.
Which for a publicly traded company, you have to have a board, right?
You have to have a board of directors.
Yeah. Which, I mean, he could just be the sole one. Is that a thing?
Yeah, Twitter is not. Oh yeah, there had to be some sort of a payout, because Twitter is not a tradable stock anymore.
I'm saying, man, this is all very shady, but at the end of the day, there are people who are winning, there are people who are losing. The losers include Elon Musk, so I'm not going to be so mad yet. But I think we'll just have to see where it goes. You know what I mean? I think the paywall is absolutely the most off-the-cuff idea and way to try to make it better. I think if they did take a more Web3 approach to where you have to pay to actually have your voice heard and, algorithmically amplified, but you also have a share of what the revenue of the company is to some extent, like a Twitch, you know what I mean? If you bring people to the platform on Twitch.
Or like a smart contract type deal?
Exactly, like a YouTube Live kind of thing. If you bring people to the platform through that, then you're going to be paid out, you know what I mean? But I'm not giving Twitter $100 a month just to have a voice at this de facto town hall. And Elon has basically revealed himself once again as, I don't want to say hypocrite, but kind of as a hypocrite. Like, he came in and did the exact opposite of what he said he was going to do. So, it is what it is. Bang.
Sometimes it be like that.
It be like
and today
that.
It is like that.